All right, here we go. No intro this week because little note to Chris and Methuen. Last week's episode, recapping week 3 or going out picking week 3, got taken down. Some kind of copyright claim, and I think it was our ACDC intro. Long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. So I don't think they're gonna nab us on any drops today. So maybe still get some production. Let's get the call-in line up because I haven't been putting it up. Welcome to call in 315-925-KYPD. If you got a pick, if you want to talk about any of the games, you want to chirp my picks, that's great. That's 315-925-KYPD 5973, those last four. Let's get the star of the show up. And get me out of here. There. Zoom a little here for you. Okay, so going over week 3, finally had a winning week, 9-7, which was interesting because we lost the lock, the Bucks -1.5, and we also lost the dog, Commanders +6.5. Teasers still yet to win one. You know what I've had a lot of success with is on FanDuel, no free ads. On FanDuel, they give you more options for teasers beyond the standard like 6, 6.5, 7. You can tease all the way up to 14 on eligible games on FanDuel. So I've had some success stringing some together. I mean, you got to put together a lot of them to kill the juice down, but if you're going to tease for 14 points, but something you might want to consider. Starting with the Steelers and the Browns, good game. Nick Chubb getting in again, and Browns just never let the Steelers back in. Hit a couple props on that one. I gave out, was that the game? Yeah, George Pickens over 2.5 total receptions. I tweeted that out, +102. I was worried. He was at 2 receptions and like 5 targets or something at the end of the first half. And he ended up getting another one. Mike Tomlin let Mitch air it out. Oh, and so I missed that free roll parlay. I ended up actually hitting my reimbursement because so if you bet it, if it loses, you get a free bet, and I ended up actually hitting that for 15x, but I didn't give it out, so I'm not going to include it. I think that's fair. It was a free roll, so we're going to take no loss on the bet, but I'm not going to include the winnings because I didn't give that out. We got another free bet this week, actually, and the stipulations are needs to be Thursday night, needs to be at least 3 legs, and the odds need to be +400 or greater. So I put together this one, 9 legs for +412. You got Joe Burrow to throw for 200+. So that's really 199.5. Raheem Mostert, 25+ rush yards. That chases Jamar Chase, 40+ receiving yards. Tyler Boyd, 25+ receiving yards. Tyreek Hill, 40+. Over 26.5 in the game. The Bengals +10.5 are moving these sliders here. Higgins for 25+, and this Chase Edmonds, 25+ rush yards. We'll see if we can bang another one. What else we got? Patriots couldn't hold on. I think our friend VD tweeted out, you're not going to beat the Ravens kicking field goals. Shout out to VD. His Chiefs couldn't get it done against the Colts. I knew something was up there with the Colts not putting up any points in week 2, excuse me. And pulled away outright winner. Other games I've watched. Buffalo, Miami. Thought something was going on there. You're gonna hear it from these Bills fans, these delusional Bills fans. Every year's our year, and the refs didn't spot the ball fast enough at the end. They got robbed. No. They just flat out lost. Maybe a look ahead spot with the Ravens this week. But we'll see. This one, I mentioned it last week. Texans and the Bears. That's one at 2.5. I said I could see those Barstool Chicago guys just celebrating a Bears win and cover, a tight one. And that's what happened. The Raiders are, I was trying to come up with a play on words like overrated, something like that, because they are overrated, not playing well. And Tennessee bounced back off that tough loss to the Bills, or they pretty much got embarrassed. Outright win. Chargers was not a good one for us. Should have seen that coming. And we threw them in the teaser, so that was not good. I made a sizable amount live betting that Sunday night game. So it was like 10-3 halfway through the second quarter, and I just started betting under 49.5, under 42.5, threw a little sprinkle on under 21.5. Or no, it was under 22.5 because it cashed off of that missed 2-point conversion. Pretty cool. And the Cowboys and the Giants, Dak gets healthy again. He might be out of a job. I don't know. This kid, Cooper Rush, he's getting it done for him. Let's talk about week 4. I want to keep this quick because my neighbors aren't home yet, and they're going to ruin this if they do come home while I'm still talking. So, as always, start with the Patriots. This line moved from 10.5 down to 10. I don't know. One of my buddies was asking me about Aaron Rodgers and what kind of cocktails I think he's on. He doesn't think ayahuasca is a drug. Mentioned that last week. This line seems weird to me, and with no Mac Jones, well, that's not confirmed. Bill Belichick. I don't have the clip, but you should check it out. The new, if you remember, we're on to Cincinnati. That whole presser. The new one is day by day. Said he didn't. It's not coach's job to read the MRI, so just taking it day by day. A little bit better than yesterday. We'll see tomorrow. I like that. I was giggling in my office at work today like a psycho listening to that. The Thursday game should be high powered, and I actually have the totals off here. I don't really, I'm not sharp on totals, but 46.5, one of the higher totals this week. With no, we're unsure on Tua, that concussion. Did he have one? Did he not? He cleared it. They're going to have more information coming soon. I like the Bengals at home here, but looking to capitalize on a couple Dolphins players for that prop that I gave out just a bit ago. This one here, Vikings and the Saints. Something to note about this one, it's actually being played in London. That's where the Spurs play in the Premier League, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's a 9:30 Eastern time kickoff. So that home away doesn't really factor in. I can't really trust the Vikings yet, and follow a couple Saints fans on Twitter, and they're into it. I like the +3. We'll take that across the pond there. And for more on Great Britain, tune into Stock Talk Live tomorrow night at 8. Got a lot to talk about with England. Some happenings this week. We got Buffalo and the Ravens. Ravens catching 3. I think it's time to go back to the Bills. maybe a look ahead last week. I said a division game against the Dolphins. Maybe the Dolphins are for real. We'll probably see with that game against the Bengals, but I think it's time to hop back on the Bills. Laying 3 on the road. I'll take it. And you'll hear all this stuff about they're riddled with injuries. I think that's played up by Bills homers and the media. I don't think their injuries are as devastating as they're made out to be. The Eagles taking on the Jags. Eagles at home for this one, laying 6.5. The Eagles might be for real. Jalen Hurts looks real good this year. I'll lay the 6.5. I think the Jags probably outperformed last week. So I like the Eagles in this spot. And I don't think it's time to jump off of the Browns. I like them. Small number, 1.5, heading to the Falcons. I've never been like a big Falcons guy, and I know I'm not looking at the screen. I'm trying to pull up and see what some props are, if they're out yet for Sunday, because this is Wednesday. I like to get all my picks out on Wednesday, so there's full transparency. You run into if you put out a pick show on Sunday morning or Saturday night, oh yeah, and that Miami and Cincinnati game, yeah, I picked the right side, a couple days ago. So this way it's all out for the whole week. The lines will adjust, I assume, at some point by kickoff Sunday, or even Monday. But these lines are good as of this afternoon, about 2:30. Just logging in to see if we can get some props on this Browns game, because like I said last week, pretty in tune with the Browns offense. I'm a big Nick Chubb guy. I've had him on my fantasy team the last 3 years now. And I can, if he doesn't get in 1 week, he's probably running for 100 plus. So good fantasy points there. But if he's not scoring, you can probably count on him to get in the next week. I'm targeting a Kareem Hunt touchdown. So let's see if we can get a line on that. Here we go. Browns at the Falcons. Touchdown score props are not out yet, so just wasted all that time for nothing. Seattle heading to Detroit. Seattle, tons of injuries listed, and the Lions, no injuries listed. So I'm taking the Lions here, laying 4.5 at home. That was... Yeah, they were on the road last week. Simple. Keep it simple. Chargers and the Texans, we're off the Chargers. Don't believe in them. I don't think this 5.5 seems super low, but something's going on here. And I can't, like, that Chargers laying 5.5 on the road to the Texans. I don't think the Texans are very good. And it seems like a spot where a casual bettor, somebody who's not doing a ton of analysis or thinking about this, will just say, oh, 5.5. Yeah, they're going to win by a touchdown. And I don't know if that's the case. So I'll take the 5.5 with Houston. And when we go to pick out our teaser, that's definitely jumping out to me, because we can get that up to 11.5, get through some key numbers there. Tennessee heading to the Colts. I had something with the Colts. No, it was the Lions. The Lions, no injuries. Tennessee, I think, probably overperformed last week. I'm not so in tune with the Colts here. I don't really know what's up. Not a ton of analysis on this one. We'll just lay the 3.5 at the home team and try to hit some home favorites here. This one, the Jets heading to the Steelers. I read something today. A majority of the Steelers offense wants, and this was a clickbait title, they want their coach fired. And that's not Mike Tomlin. That's their offensive coordinator, Matt Canada. And so we're looking for some offensive production out of the Steelers this week. I'd look to that over 41.5 as a lean. I'm not going to give that out as anything official. But I like the Jets here. Getting Zach Wilson back. If your offense is frustrated with your play calling, there's troubles in the locker room, I suppose. So fading the Steelers, who lost to the Patriots. So not high on them. I don't know why they're laying 3. And just to go back to that London game, the Saints are catching 3 at a neutral site. So that's a true 3 that we're getting. What do we got? Commanders and the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are due to cool off a little bit. The Commanders let us down as our dog of the week last week. I'm going to stick on them and take the road dog. Bears and the Giants. Giants are injury-riddled. Sterling Shepard out. You had what's his name? Daniel Jones, winless in prime time. A lot of people were jumping on the Giants, and Saquon coming in sleeveless. A lot of people on the Giants. I think we're going to fade them again and take the Bears plus the points. Simple on this one. Can't trust the Cardinals. They're not the Cardinals of last year. They're just not getting it done for us. So we gotta fade. Shout out to Spread Investor on Twitter. He's also on Carolina for this one. Denver and the Raiders. I think it's time for the Raiders. You got to get something in the W column. I mean, we're struggling here as well. 19 and 29. That rate is not correct because I wanted to include every game because 19 over 29 is closer to 40%, not 30%. But yeah, I think it's time for the Raiders to get one under their belt. Russell Wilson a little bit cocky, taking shots at Eli Manning. So, or AKA Chad Powers, if you don't know that reference from his little press conference. Russell Wilson said he's 3-0 against Chad Powers. Chad Powers is the fake name that Eli used when doing a mock tryout for Penn State football. If you ask me, throw Penn State out of the league for auditioning a professional. This one, I have another note. This Kansas City at Tampa Bay. Shout out to our friend Chuck Wagon. Hope you're doing all right. This game is going to be moved, and it's almost certainly going to be at US Bank Stadium while the Vikings are out of town. So I like the Chiefs here. You got that. Oh, the Bucs want to win for the people at home, who've been displaced, one of those like Hurricane Katrina with the Saints. No. Chiefs lost last week, didn't cover. They were favorites. Of course they didn't cover. I like them on the road here. A neutral site. So I think that 1.5, we're getting something good here. And the Monday night game, Rams at the Niners. Can't really trust the Rams either. I don't understand why the Niners are favored in this one. So I'm going to stick with it and take the home favorite. Let's pick out a lock dog and a teaser. Doesn't look like we're going to get any calls here. My lock of the week. Let's take. See my cursor there. Yeah. Lock of the week's going to be the Browns. I did that last week too. And our dog of the week. See, I like to do, if I pick my lock as a dog, I like to pick a different dog, and I don't like to include either the lock or the dog in our 6-point teaser of the week. So we're going to save the Texans for the teaser. A lot of favorites this week. Yeah, so let's do our dog of the week is the Bears. And then our 6-point teaser, we will make the Jets. We'll take them from 3 up to 9. And we'll take Houston up to 11.5. Cool. All right, lock of the week. Browns laying 1.5 on the road against the Falcons. Our dog of the week is the Bears, also on the road, catching 3.5 against the Giants. And then our 6-point teaser of the week, we're taking the Jets from 3 up to 9 on the road against the Steelers. And we're taking Houston. The Texans catching 5.5. We're bumping that up to 11.5 at home against the Chargers. Just one more time, our parlay that we got for Thursday night. Joe Burrow, 200-plus passing yards. Raheem Mostert, 25-plus rushing yards. Jamar Chase, 40-plus receiving yards. Tyler Boyd, 25-plus receiving yards. Tyreek Hill, 40-plus receiving yards. Over 26.5 in the game. The Bengals plus 10.5. T. Higgins, 25-plus receiving yards. And Chase Edmonds, 25-plus rush yards. The line actually dropped while I was putting it in. I had to quick do it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be eligible. Because I think that was close to plus 420, and it dropped to plus 412. Still qualified for my free wager. So if that misses, it's risk-free. So hopefully we can turn that one into 4.12. Yeah, not gonna even bother with the drops. We'll try to isolate and see why the video got taken down at another time, I guess. Nobody called today, but if you want to leave me a voicemail, 315-925-KYPD, and you can leave me a voicemail for next week. We'll play it on the show, and if you want to chirp me, whatever you want to talk about. Other than that, we got Hit the Rice Bucket tomorrow. That's Thursday, 7 o'clock. We got Stock Talk Live right after at 8 o'clock. I'm not sure of the scheduling around the Bio Dude Book Club, but I think he normally goes on Thursday nights like 10:30. He likes a late one. And if I don't see you for those, we got Hit the Post Friday. Been cooking up a nice playlist for us. That's at 8 o'clock over on Mixcloud, mixcloud.com/hitthepost. You can also go to hitthepost.live. It'll take you to the same place. And I did my name here in green because we were green for the week. 9 and 7. Shout out to the It's 420 Somewhere show. They're going to be on Saturday on the same network at 8 o'clock p.m. Nothing else to announce. Best of luck in your picks. And as always, please gamble responsibly.